There we go.
Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Peyton. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm so sorry about the delay. I had a little technical difficulty, so I rebooted my computer. And I see Henry and I see Zach. Good morning, Zach. Good morning, Henry.
Good morning.
Sorry about the delay. I had to reboot my computer because the video wasn't working. How are you today? Good. Did everybody have a nice Easter on Sunday? I hope.
Yes.
Yes, good. Good. How is that little baby brother of yours, George?
He's good.
Good. Oh, he's so darling. Okay. Well, happy Easter, everyone. This is the most important feast for the Catholic Church, right? Easter. And Jesus is risen. He is risen indeed. So we can rejoice in that. And even if we can't get to the sacraments, we can't get to Mass or God is God, so he can give us grace whenever he wants, right? So don't you worry about that. All right. I can see F waiting just for Henry, though. So Henry, we'll give you another minute to get situated. Henry, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Well, let's.
I don't want to have the camera on.
You don't want to have the camera. Hey, you know what? No problem at all. What I am going to do is share a screen, and I'm going to pull up the Hail Mary and the Our Father in Latin. Did everybody get a copy of that? I sent those to your mom.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You got yours, Peyton, Grace. Zach and Henry, do you have your prayers that I sent home through the email?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, Zach has his. Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull mine up too. Well, actually, if you don't have yours, Henry, it's okay. I can pull one up if you'd like. Do you want me to do that? Oh, you got yours. Okay, great. All right, let's start with the sign of the cross in Latin. In nomine Patris, Filii, Sancti, Amen. Let's do the Ave Maria, okay? Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. Benedicta in
Tua
et benedictus fructus ventris
ventris tui,
Jesus.
Jesus.
Sancta Maria,
Sancta Maria,
Mater Dei,
Mater Dei, ora pro nobis pectoribus,
nunc et in hora
et or mortis nostrae.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you. Zach, will you please lead us in the Our Father?
Pater noster, qui est in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitti nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Amen.
Amen.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Thank you, Zach. Okay, everyone. So we had no homework from our last class, but we're going to do a review on page 172 of the future tense. The first and second conjugation verbs. Altogether, there's first conjugation, second conjugation, third conjugation, third I stem, and fourth conjugation. So we have 5 different verb categories. And right now you guys are on the first and the second, which are fairly simple and straightforward. So have you all turned to page 172? It should have the word review at the top of the page. Yes? Okay. All right, so the future tense for first and second conjugations is formed by taking the infinitive, dropping the RE, adding the tense marker, which is bo, B-O, or B-I for the future tense. So we're gonna chant those 6 endings, those future tense endings that we add onto the stem of the verb. So let's do this together, okay? Bo bis beat, bimmo bitis bunt. Okay, very good. I would like to point out that the first box, they're showing you in that first chart the verb amare, which is to love, and videre, which is I see, okay, to see. So we're going to go through first conjugation and second conjugation. Amare is amabo, amabis, amabit, amabimus, amabitis, amabunt. I'd like to hear you guys chant that for me, okay? Amabo, amabis, amabit. And then we can say it like this. Amabimus, amabitis, amabunt. Did everybody say the plural endings? Amabimus, amabitis, amabunt. Very good. Okay, so videre is an ERE ending. It does not have an A for the vowel marker. It has an E for the vowel marker. So when you take the word videre, you drop the RE, and you're going to have the stem is VIDE. Okay, and this is how it sounds. Videbo, videbis, videbit. You guys repeat after me, okay? Videbo,
Bo,
videbis,
vide bis,
videbit.
bint.
Okay, videbimus, videbitis, videbunt.
What?
Say it after me.
I don't have one.
Very good. Okay, the
I
verb,
don't have any, Maggie.
the verbs in the first conjugation are like vocare, okay? They have an A before the future tense endings. Verbs in the second conjugation have an E, like vedere, monere. Those have an E before the vowel tense marker. So I'd like, Grace, can you please read the first sentence with the word the man, vir, in it? The man will suffer. How do you say that in Latin?
Oh,
It's in
vir,
a little yellow box.
yeah, I see it.
Okay,
Vir dolbit.
very good. Vir dolebit. So the man will suffer. Okay, just tell me what verb would that have come from if you didn't have the BIT ending and you put an RE back on the stem, DOLE. What would the infinitive form of that verb be?
Infinitive.
You're thinking, okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's throw a lifeline out to a classmate. Who knows what the infinitive of that verb dolebit would be? If I didn't have the BIT on that word and I took it right back to its infinitive form, what would it sound like, Zach? Do you know? Or Peyton or Henry?
Dolere.
Good. It would be dolere, dolere, D-O-L-E-R-E. And we say the R-E at the end of those first conjugation verbs like re, re. Okay, so dolere. All right, tell me, the student will wander. I'm going to go right along the view, my view of you guys, and Peyton, you're first in line. So read please for me the sentence in Latin. The student will wander. How would you say that?
Discipula erabit.
Very good. Perfect. Discipula erabit. The student future tense will wander. And let's see, Grace, you're next, but you already read. So now we'll go to Zach. Zach, please read for me in Latin. The man will guard or keep watch.
I have the old book, the Latin for I have the
Sure.
old one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't.
Sorry about that. Yep. Chapter 20.
I don't have the same. I don't have these same translations or same
right.
word to translate.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me share a screen. I'm going to write it on the screen, and you look at the sentence I'm writing. Okay. I'm sorry about that, but we can make that work really well. It's fine. No big deal. Okay, so the sentence is vir vigilabit. The man will guard, keep watch. Okay, now you go ahead and read that in Latin, please.
Vir vigilabit, the man will guard or keep watch.
Okay, good. And Henry, I'd like you to read this sentence, okay? You have it in your book, right? How would you say that sentence, Henry?
Which one?
The one that I just typed, the farmers will plow the earth. How do you say that in Latin?
Agriculae adebant terram.
Very good. Agricolae arabunt terram. Agricolae arabunt terram. The farmers will plow the earth. And this next one, Peyton. I'm typing these for Zach because his book is an older version. Okay, how do you read that one? The teacher will tell a story. Let's say it in Latin, please.
Magistra fabulam narrabit.
Very good. Magistra fabulam narrabit. Okay, and let's see. Zach, you're going to read the next one. Let me type it for you here. Notice the ending on the teacher is a little bit different than the sentence that Peyton just read. Okay, go ahead, Zach. The teacher will point out the letters.
Magister demonstrabit epistolas.
Very good.
The teacher will point out the letters.
Excellent. Okay, and in this case, that's a male teacher. We have a ER ending on the word magistra, magister. And Henry, will you please read the last one? The teacher will tell stories.
Magistra fembulus nerabit.
Good. Very good. Magistra fabulas narrabit. Okay. Excellent, you guys. So we're at the point on page 172 of those sentences that we were going to translate and go over in class today. Zach, on your page, you don't have those sentences either, do you? 172, femina gaudebunt. Feminae gaudebunt. Do you have that sentence? You do?
I do. I have that sentence, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so hopefully you have the incolae explorabunt terram. You have that one too? Yeah, okay, so I think we're good now. And if you hear us translating a sentence that you don't have on your page, can you please stop me and tell me so that I can type it up? Okay, good. All right, we will go in order, starting with Peyton. Peyton, how did you translate into English? Feminae gaudebunt.
The women were rejoicing.
Okay, so let's take a look at the top of the page. It's the 10, everything's correct except the tense. if you see bunt, B-U-N-T, on the end of a word, first of all, you know it's third person plural, right? Because of the N-T. And what's the U tell us? What does the U tell us about tense?
That the women rejoiced.
The women were rejoicing and the women rejoiced are very similar. It's actually a different tense. Take a look at the top of your page. Future tense for first and second conjugations. Bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt. Bunt is the future tense marker for third person plural. So feminae, feminae, we see the AE ending, we know it's a plural noun, it's a feminine plural noun. Gaudebunt, B-U-N-T tells us it's not present, it is not imperfect. That funny, weird U, right, which doesn't quite fit into the B-O-B-I pattern, that's something you guys have to remember. It's a weirdo. It's not, it doesn't fit. So that's a future tense marker. So how would we translate the English? The women will
rejoice.
Very good. Okay. So yeah, you guys have to remember about future tense. It's usually a BI marker, but you change it for the first person singular to an O, Henry. And then you change it to a U, N-T, right? For third person plural. So even with the pattern of bo, bis, bit, bimus, bitis, bunt, you'll have to remember the O and the U are different than the rest of the words. Okay, Zach, how did you translate in cole explorabunt terram? In cole explorabunt terram.
I wrote, the settler will explore the earth.
Good. Okay. So inco isas is, that's settler or inhabitant, and then will explore the earth. Now, when you guys are translating these sentences, what I want you to think about, for example, with gaude bunt in the first sentence, think about the four principal parts: gaudeo, gaudere, gaudavi, gaudatum. And the reason why I say that is, you know the present, future, and past, but in short order, you're going to start to learn the next three tenses in Latin. And so you'll have to know all those principal parts to make all the different tenses that exist in Latin. With the word femina, femina, remember, it's a feminine noun, and the endings are, the dictionary entry would be femina, feminae, okay? So remember the dictionary entry for all your nouns, and remember the four principal parts for your verbs. The third sentence is magister dabit auxilium. And Grace, how did you translate that one?
The male teacher will help.
Very good. That's right. Okay. Why does auxilium, which is a feminine noun, so it would be in the dictionary auxilium, why does it have a um ending at the end? The teacher will, I'm sorry, translate that again for me. Did you say the teacher will help? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's almost right, but not quite. What is the verb in that sentence? It's not help. It's actually do dare, and they've conjugated dare to read David. So do you know what do dare is? Henry, what is do dare?
Gives.
Gives. Okay, good. So the actual verb in the sentence is do dare dedidatu.
So the male teacher will give help?
Good, good. Future tense. The male teacher will give help. So what is the word help? Auxilium, auxilii. feminine, masculine, or neuter? It ends in a UM. Your brother knows. Henry, what is auxilium?
Masculine.
It has the same vowel marker as the masculine words. Masculine nouns end in US. Feminine nouns end in A. Neuter nouns end in UM. So let's remember when we are declining auxilium, which is a neuter noun, which means aid or help, it's I, o, o, I, orum, is, os, is. I, o, o. And this is a direct object. The teacher gives help. Help is the direct object. In the neuter cases, it's I, o, o. So I'll type it up, is in the accusative singular. And it looks like this. If you were going to decline that, auxilium, auxili, I, o, another auxilium, and then auxilio, I, o. So we know this one is for nominative, or the subject in the sentence. This is for dative case. We're just reviewing the cases right now. This one, oh, sorry, genitive. This one is dative. Accusative. And ablative. Okay, if it's going to be the direct object of the sentence, it's going to be in the accusative case. And when you talk about a teacher giving aid, the teacher is giving a direct object is accusative, right? So auxilium nominative and auxilium accusative look the same, but they have two different roles in the sentence. All right, anybody have questions about why it's auxilium and not auxilii or o? Nope, okay. All right, Henry, yes.
Wait, what?
Oh, so I just want to make sure you guys understand Latin's a reflexive language, so the endings change, right? I want you to understand why in that particular sentence, the aid has a UM ending. Do you know why it has? It's because it's in the accusative case, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a direct object.
It's a direct object, good. And this is for singular, right? In the plural, let's move this box down. Let's see. In the plural, I'll give you the other endings. I, o, I, aurum.
Is.
Very good. Who said that? Was that Henry? Good job, Henry. I, aurum, is, os, is. Okay, and the same order for the cases. Plural nominative, plural genitive. Who remembers what the nominative case is for? What's the role of the word that's in the nominative case? Peyton.
It's the subject.
Very good. Nominative case is for the subject, okay? Who remembers what is the syntactical role of the genitive case? What does it do in a sentence, the genitive case? Any word that's in the genitive. Anybody remember? Genitive is for showing possession, ownership, like the Queen's Army. We would have Queens would be reginae because it's in the genitive. Dative case, what the dative we just, or I'm sorry, we didn't just use the dative. What's the dative case for? You remember those two little prepositions that you use in Latin with the dative case? To or for. It's the preposition to or for something. Accusative is for the direct object. And what is the ablative case for? Anybody remember? I think, Zach, you're saying something, but I can't. Let's unmute your mic. No? Okay. Okay, ablative goes along with these little prepositions, by, with, from. So that's for the object of the preposition. Just a little review here. Okay, this is the subject, which Zach told us, or Peyton told us. This shows possession or ownership. And then dative is used for prepositional phrases with to or for. Accusative case is the direct object. Ablative case is in a prepositional object of the preposition with by, with, or from. All right, let's get back to our sentences. Whew, that was a lot. That's a review of your cases. Who is next to call on? Discipuli cogitabunt. What does that mean? I think, Grace, you may be next, right?
I just did the magister.
Oh, no, you just did magister. That's right. Henry, what does that mean in English? Discipuli cogitabunt.
The male student was thinking.
Okay, you're really, really close. Take a look at discipuli, and what does that I ending tell us? Is that singular or plural?
Plural.
Yes, very good. Okay, so discipula is Grace. She's female, and there's one student who's female in our class. That's Grace. Discipulus, well, there are actually three of you, Peyton, Zach, and Henry. So one male student would be a discipulus, but we have three. So you guys are a good example of the plural noun for student, which is male students, discipuli. And what does that B-U-N-T ending tell us, Henry? The N-T at the end tells us something about the number. Singular or plural? Pardon me?
Plural.
Good,
Plural.
good job. Okay, so the U, that you, Peyton, did you have a question? Nope, okay. The U after the letter B, that is a future tense marker. That's that weird marker. We're always looking in future tense for, let me pull up my screen. So future tense markers, generally speaking, whoop, that's not what I wanted.
Oopsies.
Yep.
No.
All right, so future tense markers, typically, you're gonna look for B-O or B-I, right? So, amabo, amabas, or sorry, amabis, amabit, amabimus, amabitus. What? Is someone else able to write on the top? Oh, that's cool. That's good. You guys can add to the screen there. Oh.
Really?
I didn't do that. I think someone else did that. Did somebody else write on my screen or no? Was that me? Okay, that's cool. All right, and then I'm a bunt. All right, so you the BIs right here, in bis, bit, bimus, bitis are very clearly the tense marker. The B-O, you know, that first person singular changes often to the letter O. It's this U at the end, which is the marker for third person plural, which you've got to be on the lookout for. Okay. Okay, let's go on to Henry Grace. Magistra discipulam vocabit. How did you translate that?
The female teacher called on the students.
Okay, get your tense right. Remember, that's a future tense marker, the BI. Can you say that sentence again?
In Latin or English?
In English.
Okay. The female teacher called on the students.
Not called, not past tense. It's vocabit is future tense. So let's try it again.
Will call.
Someone is helping you out. Go ahead. Whoever was helping Grace, go ahead and say the English, please.
The female teacher will call on the student.
Very good. Okay, and you notice the am at the end of the sentence, at the end of the word discipulam. Why is there an am at the end of discipulam? What case is that? Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, or ablative? What takes the direct object?
The direct object is accusative.
Very good. Yes. So that's how you would end student if it's in a direct object in the singular form. Okay, and now we go back to Peyton. Translate into English, magistra discipulas exercibit.
The female teacher exercises the students.
Okay, the female teacher trains the students. Very close, very close. All right, and then inimici oppidum oppugnabant. Zach, how do you translate that?
The enemy of the town will attack.
Good, but it's not the enemy of the town, but that was a really good close translation. The enemies will attack the town. Okay? All right. Okay, let's take a look at page 173, and I would like to ask Henry to read the top of that page, please. It's a grammar review.
Okay. Noun, jobs, direct objects, and accusative case, chapter 20. You should remember that in Latin, nouns have cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative. Do you remember what's the sentence we use to remember these cases? Never give Davis any apples. NGDAA. Remember that the subject in the sentence is the noun that is doing the action. The subject noun, SN, in Latin is always a nominative case. The direct object in a sentence is the noun that receives the action of the verb. The direct object noun labeled DO is always in the accusative case.
Okay, and can you please read that Latin sentence inside the box?
Puella parat estibellum.
Epistulam.
Epistulum.
Very good. Zach, let me ask you a question. Do you have that same sentence on your page? Good, okay. Okay, so in the sentence, puella, that is girl. It's in the nominative case because it's doing the action, right? The action of preparing. Puella parat epistulam. Puella is the subject. Epistulam, letter, is in the accusative case because it's receiving the action of being prepared. So we just went over that, right? Accusative case, direct object. So one little flag that helps you, like in your when you put your Latin detective hat on, helps you know that something's in the accusative case. You're going to see an M often at the end, like AM or EM. So many of these sentences have a direct object in them, the next ones that we're going to be translating. So be looking for a direct object. And one other note before we translate. In Latin, when you look at a sentence, you're always going to want to look first for the verb. The verb in Latin is the most important word in the sentence, because in Latin, the verb contains not only the action, it also contains your pronoun. So if I say specto, for example, let's go back to share. Sorry about that. Okay, if I say specto, you know that that means I see or I watch. Specto contains the verb plus it contains the pronoun I. The pronoun I is the same as the letter O in the sentence, okay? So you never need to, you can write the word I in Latin if you want, but you don't need to. In Latin, ego is the same as I. That's a pronoun that you use to add emphasis, but you don't need it. All right, let's take a look at the sentences in Latin. Do you guys need to get up and stretch for a minute, or are you good? All right, everybody, let's stand up just for a moment. And I need to turn off my my stove over here.
All right, come on. I pulled the chair back.
And then remember how I teach you guys stretch your arms out, grab your hands together. There you go, Henry. And stretch, or you can do some jumping jacks. That's right. All right. If you don't hear your back crack, you probably haven't stretched your spinal cord enough. All right. Sedete discipuli. I'm enjoying just looking at you do exercise, Henry. Better you than me. All right. Okay, so we will translate these next sentences, and remind me who had the last translation.
Wait. Yeah.
It was Henry. Okay.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
For
Do you have a question?
For the page 172?
Yeah, so 173 is what we're on now.
Yeah, but you said the last translation.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm sorry. Right on 172, who translated Inimici oppidum oppugnabant? It was it you? Yes?
Zach.
No, Zach. Okay, cool. Henry, you're next. Read aloud the Latin sentence and then tell me what is it in English.
I actually didn't do this one.
Oh, no sweat. No problem. Okay, let's move to Grace. Did you have a chance to do this one?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Femmina spectat famulam. How would you translate that in English?
Is it the woman looks at the servant?
Okay, what's the verb that you used? The woman. I didn't quite hear you.
Looks at the
Looks.
servant?
Very good. So what tense is, you're correct. Very good. What tense is spectat? Is it present, future, or past tense?
Present.
Yes, good. Yes, present tense. Okay. And there's our direct object, famulam. The woman looks at the servant. So spectat comes from specto, spectare, spectavi, spectatum. Those are the four principal parts. Femmina, feminae, and famula, famulae, famule, famulae. Is the female noun, and in this sentence, it's a singular feminine accusative. All right. Wir exercit equum. Wir exercit equum. Zach, what is the English translation?
The man trains the horse.
Very good. The man trains the horse, and that exercit is and not an aery verb. That's your second conjugation. It's an ery verb, which is why that vowel you see before the T is not an A, it's an E. All right, puer cavet inimicum. Do you want to take a try at this, Henry, or do you want to just listen in today for this particular exercise?
Whatever.
Can you try it? Give it a try. What is puer?
Boy.
Good.
Boy.
And caveo, cavere, cavevi, cavum. What is that word cavere? It's covet in this sentence. You remember the word for covet?
No.
Okay, so that is, who can help him out? Zach? Covet.
Guards against.
Good, to guard, to guard. And it's in the present tense, right? It's got that vowel marker E, and the ending T is the present tense marker for he, she, or it, third person singular. What is inimicum? Zach? What is inimicum?
Personal enemy.
Very good. There is a difference between like an opposing army of another country versus your personal enemy. In Rome, just like it's the oldest story in history, lots of personal enemies running around in the Senate, in the governmental power, right? What happened to Caesar? He had some personal enemies in the Senate. Do you remember, Henry? Yeah.
What?
What happened to Caesar? He had a bunch of personal enemies. How did they kill him? Anybody remember the story? Yeah. Zach's bigger brother, Peyton.
He was stabbed.
He was stabbed. They each took a knife, and even Brutus, one of his dearest friends, killed him. It's kind of how things went in Rome. So inimicum is a personal enemy. Okay. Grace. Puellae intrant casum. Puellae intrant casum. How do you say that? How do you translate that?
I didn't translate that one.
Okay, do you know what the word puella means? Puella?
Girl.
Girl. So is, as, is. Puellae is the plural form for the nominative case. So we know that that's girls. And who wants to translate the rest of that sentence for us? Peyton?
The girls enter the house.
Very good. Okay. Plural form entrant, nt. That nt on the verb entrant is that flag for us to know it's a third person plural noun. It ends in nt, and we can tell that it's a first conjugation verb, entrare, because of the a vowel marker before the nt. And casum is a direct object, right? It has that m on the end, and that tells us it's an accusative case. All right. In Latin, verbs often come at the end of a sentence. So for right now, you guys are learning simple sentences, and in these next 4 sentences, you'll notice that verb is right at the end. Okay, so Peyton, translate for us pater filium monet. Pater filium monet.
The father warns the son.
Very good. Pater, that's the subject. Monet is your verb at the end of the sentence. Filium now, they've put it in the middle between the subject and the verb. What does filium end with? What letter? Right? It ends in the letter N. M, right? So is your key note to know that that's an accusative form. Okay, that's all I was pointing out. Filius sepulchrum spectat. Peyton's smarter brother. Oh wow. Okay, they've changed their names. Zach, how would you translate Filius sepulchrum spectat?
The son looks for the tomb.
Very good. Did you say looked or looks?
Looks.
Looks, good. Present tense. Okay. Again, they put the verb at the end and the direct object in the middle. Filii lupem spectant. Grace, how do you translate that into English?
I didn't get to that one either.
Oh, that's okay. All right, let's go back to Peyton. Don't be fooled. Even though it looks like the word son, there's an I at the end. It's telling us something. Filii lupem spectant. What is that, Peyton, in English?
Is it the boys look at the wolves?
Very good. The boys look at the wolf singular, but it is boys plural because we dropped the US and we're using the I ending, which is nominative case plural, first person plural. Nominative case, but first person plural. And the ANT at the end is our marker for present tense, third person plural. All right, and who would like to do the last one? Agricola humum arat. Zach?
The farmer plows the earth.
Very good. The farmer plows the earth, and farmer is masculine, nominative, singular. Arat is third person, right? Third person, he, she, it, singular. So we know that the farmer is the subject of our sentence, and it goes with the verb. Both of them are third person singular. And humum is the accusative form for earth. All right. Okay, let's turn to page 174. You guys did a good job on that. And review the imperfect verb sum esse. Sum esse is a linking verb. It means to be. And you guys you had that in chapter 21. This is a review. So take a look at the upper left-hand corner, the box on that page, at the top of the page rather. And it goes like this. Sum est, sumus est sunt. Eram eras erat, eramus eratis erant. So I just chanted the present and the imperfect form. Ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erant is the future form. They do not have that on this page. They have it on the very next page. So what I'd like to do is, I'd like to chant that with you guys at home. I want to hear you guys chanting while we go through present, to be, sum est, sumus est sunt, and the future of to be, which they give you on the next page. I'm going to type it here. Ero, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, erunt. And then the imperfect or past tense, eram, eras, erat. Eramus, eratis, erant. This one does not have a UN at the end, right? It's following the pattern with the letter A. Okay, so let's chant this together. First, we'll do the present, okay? Sum es est. Repetite.
Sum es est.
Sum es est.
Sunt.
Sumus est sunt.
Sumus est sunt.
Awesome job, you guys. Okay, let's do the future together. Ero, eris, erit.
Rit. Ro, iris, erit.
Ero, eris, erit.
Erunt.
Erimus, eritis, erunt.
Eritis, erunt.
And notice there is a U here in the future ending. There's that weirdo U. You'll just have to memorize that. That's an irregular within the irregular verb to be. And in imperfect tense, eram, eras, erat. You guys repeat.
Aram,
Uram, eras, erat.
And the plural, eramus, eratis, eram.
Uramus, uratis, urant.
Good, thank you. So you'll have to memorize these and chant them to yourself until you've mastered them. It's just one of those things. Those irregular verbs have to be memorized and chanted until you do that perfectly. Okay, when we use any of the forms of sum on page 174, sum esse in the chants, they're going to be used as linking verbs. They're going to link the subject to a predicate nominative or a modifier. So they'll link with another noun or an adjective. And you see in your first sentence, femina est poeta. Femina est poeta. That wouldn't really happen in Rome too much, but the woman is a poet. So femina is your subject, est is your linking verb, and poeta is your predicate nominative. Yes, Grace?
In the book it says the girl is a poet.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So my book is a little bit different. So I'll just type up what I've got here. And we'll type up what you have too. So it says girl. Okay. So here's my version. Femina est poeta. And that is, the woman is a poet. I'm surprised they gave you that sentence. And then you've got puella. As poeta. Okay. The girl is a poet. And that would be even more rare. To have a girl in Roman days to be a poet is like, I don't even know why they gave you that sentence. Okay. Then the next one I have is this. Femina erat parva. The woman was small. Do you have that sentence, Grace?
Now we have Puella sent Silly. The girls were daughters.
Puella what?
Sent Ill. It's S-I-L-I-A-E.
S-I-L-I.
Sent.
Oh, sunt. No.
And then F-I-L-I-A-E.
Oh, F-I-L-I-A?
No. It's so Puella sent.
Oh, sunt, okay. Puella. Puella.
Puella sent. I'm not sure how to pronounce Sally.
What is the translation for it?
The girls are daughters.
Oh, right. Okay. Filia a. Okay, so puelle sunt filiae, right? The girls are daughters. Okay. I don't have that one either. Huh. Well, we have different editions of the book. Okay, so in all of these cases, you've got a subject of the sentence and a linking verb. Est, erat, and sunt are different tenses, but they all are linking verbs for the verb to be. And then on the other side of the linking verb, you have a predicate nominative or you have an adjective. Femina est poeta. This poeta right here is actually a predicate nominative because it names a noun. In this one, femina erat parva, or parva, that's a predicate adjective. It's a descriptive word. It's not a noun. Parva is not a noun. It's an adjective for small. And but the same pattern, which is subject, linking verb, and then either predicate nominative or predicate adjective. Okay, do you guys have at the bottom of your book on page 174 6 different Latin sentences? The first one on my book is Pueri erant discipuli. Do you guys have that one? Zach does. Peyton does. Grace and Henry? Grace's smarter brother. I see. Oh, you guys are being funny with your names. Okay. Do you have that too, Grace? Pueri erant discipuli.
Yes, we have that one.
Okay, cool. So then for homework this week, you guys have a pen and paper, write this down. I would like you, please, to translate those sentences to get some practice on your linking verbs, okay? And then I'd like you to take a look at chapters 24 and 25, and I'd like you to look at all the new, chapter 24 is prepositions. They're brand new prepositions. I think we had some of these last year. And I'd like you to take a look at chapter 25, and they give you more prepositions. So just like in English, there are like 50 prepositions in Latin. And some of them take the accusative form, and some of them take the ablative form. The ones that they're giving you right now are all going to take the accusative form. So if you say, ad insula, okay, toward the island, because you're using the preposition ad, you would have to then make island in the accusative form. So you would have to write ad insulam. Some prepositions in Latin take the accusative form following the Latin preposition. So look at 24 and 25. I want you to write out index cards for all of those prepositions. And you can write, write out one for each one. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. But I want you to know these prepositions because they're used all the time in Latin. And then in addition to doing the translations on page 174, let's see. Do page 190. Page 190 is to fill in the accusative preposition flowchart. That flowchart, that's your quiz. That flowchart is on, page 183. So these are all the prepositions for any Latin preposition that takes an accusative after it, like ad insulam. So page 174 and page 190 is your homework. And it's really important that you guys understand the cases. What is the nominative case for? What is genitive, dative, accusative, ablative? You've got to really understand the role. Yeah, Peyton. Do you have a question?
For homework, you said write out the words for chapter 24 and 25, and then you said homework was on page 174 and 190. So yes. All of that, or which ones?
Yes, I'd like you just to do page 174. You have 6 very simple Latin sentences that you need to translate into English. Just be careful about the tenses. They're giving you the future, they're giving you the present. Let me see. They're giving you the present and the imperfect. They are not giving you the future. So be careful about translating tenses. Then I want you to look at chapters 24 and 25 and know those prepositions. If it helps you to do index cards, go ahead and write out the index cards if you have time. you know, put the word on the front in Latin and then translate it on the back in English. Like I said, I've got a box that I use that has all the letters of the alphabet. It's really helpful, especially when you're translating. If you don't know a word, you can grab the index box, the index card, rather than having to look it up in your dictionary. So 174, translate those sentences. Go to page 190, and you're going to write out the accusative preposition flow chart. It's not a lot of writing. It's just those Latin prepositions and give me the meaning of them. And either write out on index cards those prepositions to practice, or just write them out on a piece of paper until you've memorized them. So that's it, guys. You're going to be responsible for understanding chapters 24 and 25. Read through those chapters, and if you have any questions, let me know. We'll probably read the stories together in class on Wednesday, and we will probably do a few of the exercises together. No big deal. Like, don't sweat it. There won't be a quiz. Your quiz is actually on page 190, which you'll just do at home. Okay? And then I will have some tests for you when we get a few more chapters under our belt. Remember last year, I printed off some tests, then I gave them to you guys for homework to do at home. So we'll be doing it. All right, let's end with a Hail Mary. Peyton, can you lead us? Thank you.
In Latin?
Yes, let's do that in Latin. Yes, I'll have your Latin sheet.
It's the Ave Maria, right?
It is the Ave Maria. Thank you.
Okay.
Maggie, we can hear you.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tectum, benedicta tu mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Deo, ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc, et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. That is a prayer we should probably practice in class, because there are a lot of words in there we haven't used yet. You guys have a good week, and see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.